Oh, we're live. We're live. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sunday, June 30th, 2019. Started a little later today because I flew back from Portland, Oregon. Welcome to the show. The shows with the Jimmy Dore shows live in Portland were fantastic. Both sold out shows. Meeting Nellie McCoy is amazing. She's an amazing singer and very, very funny. It was cool. And meeting all, again, more of you showed up that watch my show, that come to the live chat often. And it was great to meet all of you. Great to meet all of you. Jackie, what's up? Jay McGee, hey Graham. Before you get things going, will you please give me thoughts on Star Wars? Well, the original Star Wars I saw as a kid in the theater 14 times. I loved that movie. The original 3 I love. The prequels, I do not consider them Star Wars movies. They are educational videos about intergalactic trade tariffs that are studied primarily by economics students at the University of Naboo. That's what I feel about those. Sam Dean, what's up? Warrior Waitress, great to meet you. Warrior Waitress, we hung out last night, a bunch of us after the show. I had to get up early. I did not get a lot of sleep. That's why I pushed back the time on this today, because I had to get up early and fly, and then I just came home and I just needed to take a little nap and chill. And then I did a little surfing with Putin, of course, and that's why we did the 5 o'clock. For those of you who have never been to these super chats before, I normally do every Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Today I pushed it back 2 hours, but we'll keep those going. Hamburg 33 Graham, can you talk about what happened just outside that day? Oh, you mean are you talking about the Proud Boys? So I didn't cover it, but Jimmy went down there and he said there was just 13 old white guys with white supremacy signs or whatever. And he said it was nothing. That's what Jimmy said. That's what you're talking about. What's up, Nasli Malik, Gary Curtis, Marsha Smith. What's up, Marsha? Hope the healing is going better under the surgery. Cat B, Nazun Tithi equals happy Sunday. Well, happy Sunday to you, Kat. I hope things are going well in Alaska. Did I have a 7-hour delay on the way back? No, everything was it was a little bit of a delay, but everything was pretty smooth. We hung out last night and just laughed our asses off with the Warrior Waitress and a couple other folks who were at the show, and Steph and Jimmy and Arno and Ruby. We all went out. We just laughed. We just had so much fun. And Nellie McKay, sorry. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. We laughed. So I had one of the things we were laughing about. Obviously, you know this. I drive an electric car. I drive a 2017 Kia Soul, all electric. It's not a plug-in hybrid. It's all electric. I love that car. I talk about it a lot. And so Arno and Ruby, they fly up with a lot of the gear. So if you've ever been to a live Jimmy Dore show, there's all these cameras. So when you watch the clips of the live Jimmy Dore shows, let me tell you something. There's 3 cameras, 5 GoPros, 3 micro, there's all these miking the audio, all this gear is brought up that Jimmy owns, that his staff owns. So I reserved a rental car, and I just reserved not a huge SUV, but just a mid-size, a Chevy Equinox kind of SUV. And I get there, there's this massive red Jeep. That was the car they gave me. And I was like, oh. So last night, everyone's sitting outside after the show. We all went out to this pizza place a couple blocks down the road, and I pull up in this massive red car. I was like, what is that? What's the gas mileage on that? So we're just joking about that all night. I called it a fire truck. It was nuts, but we just laughed. My voice is a little shot from just all of the laughing. We had so much fun, and it was great. you know, the meet and greets that we do after both shows. We're just talking to fans for like an hour after shows, and it's just great to meet all of you and take pictures and all that stuff. I really appreciate that. So I do not have a Tesla. Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy, I guess, yeah, he did roll some video from what I understand with his phone down at the Proud Boys thing in Portland. I'm assuming he'll put that footage up, would be my guess. Citizens Media TV, the MMT conference was just announced today. It's going to be September 27, 29th on Long Island at Stephanie Kelton's Stony Brook University. Ooh, I'd love to attend that if possible. That'd be really cool. I might be in Russia. Yeah, so the Indiegogos that's trickling up there, but if you can contribute to that, that's really helpful. Backyard Politics. Graham, hope to make it to your PDX show with Ron. Tell us the minute you book it. Absolutely. Ron and I are going to be up in that part of the world probably in the next 7 months or so. We'll do Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver for sure, and then maybe throw a fourth city in there, like, I don't know, Eugene, Oregon, or Olympia, Washington, or something like that. So, yeah. Am I coming back to New York City for live Jimmy Dore show in August? Yes. Right now it's the 13th and 14th. One of those nights is sold out already. It's in Brooklyn. Jimmy's talking about adding another night. I don't know if he's going to add another night of live Jimmy Dore show or if he's just going to add a night of stand-up comedy, which is what we're doing in Chicago. So we're doing the live Jimmy Dore show at Thalia Hall, and then the next night we're doing just stand-up comedy where Jimmy and Steph and I, maybe one other comic, will all do like, 15, 20-minute sets or something like that. I don't know who else is going to be on the panel at the Chicago show. I have no idea. I don't know. Graham, you should watch Makana Mornings Armageddon. He filmed in Russia. Okay. Snork Y2K. Mitch, we'll see you at the Chicago show. We'll see you at Thalia. Makana's on YouTube. Okay, I'll check that out. Any more thoughts about Iowa? Here's what's up. I don't know that we have an actual Iowa show, but Ron and I now have confirmed, and I believe I put all the ticket links on grahamelwood.com. But September 5th, we're doing Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The 6th, we are doing Madison, Wisconsin. And the 7th, we are doing Minneapolis. We're looking for somewhere on the 8th, maybe like Omaha, maybe Des Moines, something like that. So we might be in Iowa. But those 3 dates, Sioux Falls, Madison, and Minneapolis, those are booked. There are ticket links. They're at grahamelwood.com. That's in September, so get your tickets now. So it's only 2 months away. And, Ron and I sold out 4 of the 7 shows on the East Coast. So you don't want to get blocked out. Visualizing me and Ron in Burlington. Yeah, we'll try to do it. When I go to Australia, consider that both MMT economists, Stephen Hale and William Mitchell, are down there heading off for local fireworks. Have fun. All right. Yeah, man. Cool. Yeah. Des Moines is strong, Hill bots. Iowa City is burners. All right. Well, Mitch, if you know a good venue, like 100-seat venue in Iowa City, let us know. Send me their info or a website or something, and I'll look into it. If we can find a venue there, that'd be great. Iowa City. 95 people watching, 26 likes. Hit the like button, you guys. Boom, boom, pow. Shave your knuckles for justice. Of course, there's the super chat button. Anybody does a super chat, I will read or answer whatever question you have. If you're a YouTube Red subscriber, you get, I believe, $2 a free, like a $2 super chat a month, I think is what the term is, but you get at least 1 or 2 of those a month. So It won't cost you anything. It's included in your YouTube Red subscription. Who is Bernie's toughest competition? Well, we saw after the first 2 rounds of debates, it's going to be Kamala and it's going to be Elizabeth Warren. That's who they're really pushing on us. That's who they're really pushing on us. Biden's done, in my opinion. Biden is done. But they're going to really push Kamala on us hard. So my goal, is going to just be exposing all of these corporate Democrats. I'm going to do just as many videos as I have. I did a bunch on Kamala when she first announced it. I'll keep doing them, showing where she's gotten her money from. You know, I'm going to do all that stuff because I'm not going to sit there and let the corporate media not ask any of these questions. You know, Nomiki Konst had this great tweet. She was like, wouldn't it be great if the moderators asked, where do you get your corporate money from? You know, all the questions we want to ask, all the questions we know most of the answers to. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? David Kapoor, right on, brother. Boom. 2 knuckle shavings. Thanks, friend. Good to have you on the show, brother. Kayla Maupin calls Kamala dangerous. Yeah, Caitlin Johnstone did an article in Medium saying how dangerous she is because she will do the ruling class's bidding without batting an eye. She won't question it at all. You know, she let ICE come through California and round people up. She blocked body cam videos for the state police. Like she's locked people up. She protected pedophile priests. She's taken bank. I mean, like, don't make no mistake. That's who she is. Amers, what's up? Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Iowa City or bust. Smoothie blessings. No more war. Smoothie blessings, you guys. Thoughts and smoothies. I totally ran out of like organic fruit and things to make, so I don't have a smoothie for you guys. I have, I guess, like a water smoothie. So water smoothie blessings, you guys. Thoughts and smoothies. Keep thoughts and prayers for me getting more organic fruit to make smoothies with, guys. I didn't have a smoothie after surfing. It's a trying time, you guys. Thank you. Lori Mountain Gal Pal. Lori, good to have you here. Do you think the DNC planned Harris's smackdown of Biden? Remember, Harris was anointed by Wall Street in the Hamptons back in 2018. That's a great question. I was wondering that myself. Like, wow, it seems so coordinated almost. Maybe I wouldn't put it past them. At the very least, she went, okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to go after Joe, who's the front runner. The thing that was beautiful is instead of them ganging up on Bernie, they started, I thought they were going to, all the corporate Dems were going to start teaming up on Bernie, which they kind of were doing a little bit, and they're trying, but instead they're saying all of his policy points and trying to sound more progressive than him when they're not. And then to watch them take each other out was fantastic. That was fantastic. So I don't know. I think it might have been planned, because if it was Bernie versus Biden, everyone's going to go Bernie. But if you get rid of Biden, now Bernie is the old white guy, and they can show him to be the old out of touch, or try to show him as the old out of touch white guy, which he is not, of course. You know, you use ageism against Hillary Clinton or Liz Warren, you're a sexist and ageist. You do it against Bernie, and we got to call him out. You know, it's such bullshit. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was fairly. I think, you know, and some of Biden's insiders are saying he blew off debate prep from his staff, and he's like, I know what I'm doing, and they were like, you're going to get asked this question, someone's going to bring up segregation and your pals or whatever, and he just was like, nah, I got this, and then he got crushed. So I think if it wasn't coordinated, they're okay with it. The DNC, at the very least, they're like, we'll take this. That's my thought on that, Lori. Thank you for supporting the show. Pyrobite, did I say that right? I know you told me like 10 times last night. I probably still screwed it up. Portuguese, oi amigo, tudo bem? Eu falo português pouco. So fun last night hanging out with you guys in Portland. So fun. And thanks for supporting the show. Snork White 2K, thanks for contacting those people. Melissa says, no way the DNC wanted Biden. He certainly didn't want to run. Yeah. But they have no problem with Kamala being in there. You know, they have no problem. You know, so water smoothies and blessings, David. Yeah. Phil Britton, look behind the curtains of the fantastic propaganda think tanks that they specialize in for sure. More presidential candidates should run on the stop arming Al-Qaeda like Obama and Biden. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, Kamala will call Bernie a racist, absolutely. But it'll be kind of hard because he's like, there's all these photos of him being, you know, getting arrested for civil rights when he was a young man. So she'll try, though. She's going to play that for sure. What's up, Van City, Canada? Rumor has it that Kamala had T-shirts with pictures of young Kamala available after the debate. Better than speaking Spanish, I guess. Oh, yeah, of course. Donald Cunningham. Thanks, Donald. Shave your knuckles for justice, my friend. I hope they start coming for Kamala's jails, not schools, Mrs. Mnuchin. Yeah. They're going to have to, man. They're going to have to, like... They gotta, like, that's the thing. And I think this is kind of typical of like the first round of primaries is sort of let's all play nice and just kind of get our names out there. But they're going to start doing that, and I hope that they will. Call out Liz Warren, call out Kamala for who they are, where they get their money. Absolutely. Elisa Davuti, hey, what's up? Shave your knuckles for justice. Hope things are going well in DC. Thank you for supporting the show. You know, Jimmy, we talked a lot in these two shows about how we're also against this propped up war with Iran. And I know some of you are Persian and you have family over there. So I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do everything I can to get the word out on how it's such bullshit and the false flag of the Strait of Hormuz, which I think is Farsi for Gulf of Tonkin. Did I say that right? Yeah, I think more people are waking up to this fact that it's like another bullshit war, another thing, the drone strike, and then Trump, obviously who I don't like, doesn't want to immediately react with military force when they shoot down a drone and he's smeared. You know, I did that video how the media was like mad he didn't retaliate. They're trying to push him into war so hard. It's crazy. It is crazy. So Sam M, thoughts about Portland Antifa footage? Well, I haven't seen any of it. I was just talking to Jimmy. He went down there yesterday because his hotel, I guess, was right downtown. And he said it was like 13 old white guys is what he saw, with just like white supremacy signs and then a bunch of like avid people protesting them and a lot of militarized cops. That's what I heard. So when I see some footage, I'll go through it a little, but I kind of don't want to give those assholes any airtime. Fuck those Antifa dicks. Because I think a lot of it is just the CIA trying to keep us all divided. Jedi Mullet 77, shave the knuckles for justice. Corporate Pro Joe has dropped another 10 points in the polls. Of course, we knew it was going to happen. I hope Bernie calls out Harris for taking money from the Wall Street banks. Yeah, it's time to start doing that. It's time for Bernie to just say, this is my plan. This is why I don't take money from these institutions and organizations, and this, and this, and point out the candidates that do, or just ask the moderators, hey, moderators, when are you going to ask this question? Where do you get your corporate money from? Who are your corporate donors? Ask them that question. Yeah. Like, they call them out, got to really call them out. It's good to see Biden fading, but you saw they're really going to push. It's going to be Warren and Kamala, like a two-flanked approach against Bernie, for sure. And they'll play the identity politics game with him. They'll do all of it. But the thing that they're having a hard time with is how strong Tulsi came across after she took that Ryan dude apart, when he was like, oh, we need to keep engaged in Afghanistan. And she was like, what? Like, she took him out. And that's why she became the most searched name afterwards. So Kamala was the most searched name after the second debate, but Tulsi was the most searched name after the first night. So hopefully it'll like start to thin out where it's like Bernie and Tulsi versus Kamala. I mean, they're going to try to push Booker in there and Liz Warren, so that'll be critical. I missed one. Warrior Waitress, what's up? Great hanging out with you. Sending my love and solidarity, you foxy iconoclast warrior. Thank you so much. It's nice to be called foxy. I've been called that in a while. That was a term when I was a younger man. Hey, mayors, boom. Shave the knuckles for justice. Get them waxed. We might be coming through Iowa in September. DNC leaders need to be grilled why no indie debates. Yeah. And Steph brought this up at the shows in Portland, why it's bullshit that the debates aren't on public television, like C-SPAN. Instead, they're on corporate TV and they're charging ads. So, which is such, this should be a public debate, not a for-profit running ads. We got to cut to a commercial break. Like, that's ridiculous, man. It is just ridiculous. And because one of the things I've talked about is the next debate, which is July 30th and 31st. I want to do it live during the debate. And the studio I do my other movie podcast in, we have the technology to do that. But I'm finding out that if I show the footage live, I can get a copyright strike. I heard that's what happened in Nico House. I'm going to talk to Nico and Pasta at Convo Couch and see. But I might have spoken too soon that I could do that. I will be at the very least, I will discuss immediately following, like I just did on these last two debates. But that's the point of, like, that's another reason, like, I'm getting a copyright strike, or Nico House gets a copyright strike for showing. This should be public television. The whole country should have free access to this debate about who's going to run our country. This is what an engaged democracy should be. We should have a debate. They talk about the Lincoln Douglas debates, where these out on town squares. That's where the debates used to be in the old days. The Greeks would do that. The Romans would do that. You'd have to debate in front of everybody. People could stand up and ask questions. Thanks, Mayors. Cut it, Phil. Shave the knuckles for justice. Just got here. What do you think of Trump and Korea? Well, I said this about Trump with Korea and with Russia. I'm all for, a leader talking to another country with nuclear weapons about detente, about let's try to calm let's down, because a nuclear war, everybody dies. So I remember and he's gotten shit from that. That was one of the things Kamala Harris brought up. He's doing war with North Korea, or he's making peace with North. Like, it's unbelievable. They're so dumb. Jimmy was talking about this. The corporate Democrats go at Trump from the right, saying he's not starting enough wars. You come at him from the left. It's crazy. So, and Kim Jong-un, yeah, and his dad was nuts. He's a little nuts. But the reality is they're a very poor country with starving citizens. They've tried to negotiate peace with us on numerous occasions. They're like, we'll give up our nuclear weapons. Just stop doing military drills, 20 miles off our coast with the Japanese Navy. Stop doing that. And that's why the South Korean president, like a year ago, went there to negotiate peace. People in South Korea, our allies, Japan, they don't want a war there. It'll fuck that whole region up. Ugh. I'm all for any sort of negotiation of peace. And that doesn't mean I'm a Trump supporter. There's so many things about Trump I find detestable. And but that is like good for him. Sam M. No, the footage of them attacking the journalists. No, I haven't seen any of that footage. You're talking about the Antifa dicks in Portland. I haven't seen any of that footage. If they attack the journalists, yeah, I'll look at that, I guess. Again, I just don't want to minimize that there's neo-Nazis in this country, but if it's just 13 old guys, I don't know. Like, I don't want to give them, I don't know that I want to give them too much airtime. I don't know. Crowley Center, boom, shave the knuckles for justice. USA capitalists and loyal leftists agree that the Soviets were bad. Yeah. I mean, if you watch, Oliver Stone's Untold History of the United States, he goes through how that whole happened post-World War II. And he goes, look, I'm not excusing some of the awful things that the Soviet Union did, that Stalin did, that, Brezhnev did. They did, yeah. But so much of this is us provoking them into it. Again, I'm not, is Putin a thug? Yeah. Do oligarchs run that country? Yeah, looks like it. Just like the oligarchs that run this fucking country. So, but we pushed so much of that. We pushed that narrative because it was bad for capitalism. We created a Cold War because it was bad for capitalism. That's why that happened. We could have had this amazing ally in the Soviet Union and Russia, and we created an enemy. We push people, you push people, and then we're all weird. It's like what we're doing with Iran. We surround them with bases because they have the audacity of putting a country above our oil, just like Venezuela. That's our oil. How dare you put a country in your own citizens and have your own laws and your own... So stupid. Donald Cunningham, no war with Iran. You should do a show in Florida. I agree, no war in Iran. Yes, Ron and I were in Florida in January, and it went well. We sold out Miami. We had a really good turnout. We sold out Orlando. We had a really good turnout in Jacksonville. We did Gainesville. It was okay. It was a good show. But we'll be back to Florida. Maybe, January, February of next year. We'll come back to Florida. It was really fun, man. Yeah. Also, C-SPAN wouldn't give breaks, and we would see which candidates actually stand there for 90 minutes. That's a good point, man. That's a really good point. Oh, MR showed it on Twitch to bypass YouTube bullshit. Okay, maybe that's what I got to do. Yeah, Scrabbletti points out, Gabbard on Saudi Arabia, stop pretending they're our allies. That was so great. Who's saying that? No one is saying that other than Gabbard. All right, where else are we? Make sure I didn't miss anybody else's super chats. Lori Mountain Gal Pal. Shave the knuckles for justice, Lori. DNC is maybe playing a progressive doppelganger gang in order to keep Bernie from getting 51%. So there's a second vote and the Super Ds get to vote. Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, that's their plan, is to just keep it spread out. So Bernie, we got to push it to a second ballot, and then the super delegates can fuck them. Which, if they do it that boldly, I think there's going to have to be real crazy revolts, but they've got people pretty well indoctrinated, thinking Kamala and Liz Warren are really, progressives. And then I saw people online, some of them still like, oh, Tulsi's from that cult that hates gays. And it's like, she released the video talking about how she was wrong, how she was raised, and she's changed her view. And more importantly, the video's nice, you know, provided, but a lot of politicians have to put some sort of, you know, damage control video. But more importantly is her voting record on LGBTQ rights. That her voting record speaks to the fact that shows you she's changed on who she was, how she was raised. And that issue, look, we're all victims of how we were raised. You know, I was raised Catholic. And my mom pulled us out of the Catholic Church. After my parents got divorced, the Catholic Church turned their back on my mom because divorce is a sin or whatever. So many things. I remember when I was a young, you know, my parents were pretty liberal and open, but just as a young man, teenager, you know, 18, 19, you know, I thought being gay was a choice. You know, and then I remember I got to college and was in the theater department and met people who were gay, and they were like, because there was no openly gay guys on my high school football team. And they were like, Graham, you think I chose this? I didn't choose to be gay. I was born this way. And I was like, oh. And then like my parents, like, you remember these guys that were, that was a gay couple. Really? I didn't, you know, and it wasn't even, and that's with liberal, open-minded hippie parents. I was sort of closed off or unaware of things. Imagine if you're raised in some crazy ass cult, but she got out of it and she's changed her views. And they sandbag her that question, and people still think that she's, you know, that shit drives me nuts. Proli Center, boom. The Kims and Stalin are evil in the same way Assad is evil and other official enemies. Always consider the source. Yeah, it's a course. It's like, have they done bad repressive things to their citizens? Yeah. So has the Saudi Arabians. They just executed, what, a 16-year-old kid for protesting or something? I mean, they're our allies, and they are the one of the most repressive regimes out there. If Saudi Arabia was not giving us their oil and not buying our weapons at $100 billion a crack, $100 billion from Trump, $113 billion from Obama, we would be, and we would be attacking them. And we'd be like, humanitarian crisis in Yemen needs to stop. Instead, we've helped foster this awful humanitarian crisis in Yemen. Yeah, that's the thing. And I'm so sick of that. The limited, stupid thinking. Oh, Tulsi Gabbard doesn't want to send more you know, brothers and sisters, as she calls them, into a bullshit regime change war. Oh, she loves Assad. Like, I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of that. It's that same faulty thinking of like, you know, private prisons aren't, you know, they're inhumane, or the treatment of prisoners is inhumane, or, you know, we shouldn't lock people up for marijuana crimes. Also, just let all the criminals run loose and give them everything, you know. Why don't we give them cable TV and saunas and hot tubs in jail? You know, like, oh man, we really don't understand the private prison system. Yeah. When someone who abuses their power is one of our allies, they're an ally. If they don't give us their natural resources, they're a tyrant. It's that simple. You know, let's not forget, Saddam Hussein was our ally in the 80s when we backed Iraq in the Iraq-Iran war. The Shah of Iran was a brutal dictator who tortured his own citizens. He was our buddy. President Carter gave him safe haven here because he gave us their oil. When Saddam said, I'm going off the petrodollar, oh, all of a sudden he's got weapons of mass destruction now. See how that works? Let's see where we're at here. Boom, boom, pow. Pacific Northwest Vegan for Bernie and Tulsi. It was an honor to meet you in Portland, Graham. I hope you had a chance to check out some vegan spots on Saturday. Can't wait to see you when you bring the progressive comedy tour to town. Oh, right on. It was so great. Yeah, I mean, it was so great meeting you, all of you guys in Portland. And again, another diverse group of progressives. You know, it wasn't a bunch of millennial white dudes. It was weird. It was everybody, all different ethnicities. You know, I talked to this guy after the show last night, and I made a video of it. I'm going to post it on Monday. An Iraq war vet who was anti-war. He was a Navy corpsman, and so he was assigned. That's basically, the Navy corpsmen are the medics or doctors that go out with the Marines and went out with the Marines. And he goes, I saw awful, awful stuff. I'm so against war. And he had a young son. It was like 19, 20 years old. I don't want this kid going into this. You know, and I just did a little 2-3 minute interview with him. You know, and he's Latino. And it's like his Latino dad, you know, likes Trump. And he's like, oh, it's so frustrating, you know. So it's like, it's great meeting you all. And, you know, everybody's showing up and people are wearing Bernie shirts and Tulsi shirts and, you know, moving for a People's Party and all that stuff. It's really great to see. So it was wonderful to meet all of you. And I had a great time in Portland. RBU 83145. RBU 83145. No, you RBU 83145. Shave your knuckles for justice. Hi, Graham from Australia. As a 53rd state after Canada and the UK, we should be able to vote in your election. Yeah, you should, because we force you to join us in all our ridiculous wars. You absolutely should have a say in our next election. Ron Placone and I are working on a tour there in, looks like, early November. We've locked down Adelaide. We're looking into Melbourne. We've got a venue in Melbourne potentially, and we're locking down one for Sydney. And so we're working on Perth. I wouldn't mind going up to Brisbane. I've never been to Brisbane. I want to surf up in the Gold Coast. So hope to see you in November. You're talking about Ulysses and his teenage son, Ulysses Jr. I sat next to him during the show. Right on. Yeah, that guy was great meeting him. Jay Allen, boom. Thank you for supporting the show. Pow. Shave him, Jay. Kamala would never ban private prisons. Yeah. Really, Melbourne. They pronounce it Melbourne. Yeah. I think, yeah, that's the thing. And again, go back to, and I'll probably do a video on this, because if you go to Caitlin Johnstone's article, she just says the ruling class will love Kamala Harris. They'll love having her. She'll do their betting. You know, she has no sympathy, or she doesn't care. She's just power hungry. Yeah, it's nuts. She is the female Obama. Come to Burlington, Vermont, the heart of Bernie country. We will. Is Eric Swalwell a large douche? Yeah, probably. It really seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah, I did. I was wearing a yellow vest at the show Friday. And I wore it towards the end of the show Saturday. It was fun to do. 203 people watching, 109 likes. Hit the like button, folks. Like it up. Boom. Boom, boom, pow. Yeah. The war lobby corporate criminals tried to sell a direct war with Iran to the banking media. Yeah. I did that video on Kamala Harris, and I showed that Rosenfeld's bringing this up. That video, she's like, more schools, less prisons. And she just muttered, why do I have to lock my doors? Because we don't have enough schools. Because kids don't have education and jobs and hope, so they have to become criminals. Ugh, that you profit from, you disgusting. 128 likes, 208. Basil Peterson, namaste, brother. Anybody thinks Biden took a dive, or am I hallucinating it? I don't think he took a dive, but they're okay with what that happened. You know, it's sort of like you sort of look at like the DNC and both parties, but like professional sports, right? Everyone gets a fair shot, but it'd be a lot better if teams from New York and Chicago and LA play in the playoffs or the finals or the Super Bowl, because we'll get better ratings. You know what I mean? So maybe the smaller market teams, maybe they don't get as many favorable calls, or, you know, like, you know what I mean? So it's like they're probably like, oh, yeah, let Biden get out there, fine. And then Kamala takes him out at the knees, because it could have been coordinated. It could have been like, Biden is so arrogant, let's talk him into running, and then he'll get blown apart, and then it'll make Kamala and Liz Warren look so progressive. Because you see the language of those two nights. They were all saying Bernie talking points from 4 years ago. Those things that with Bernie was, oh, it's pie in the sky, it'll never happen. They were all saying, we need some types of Medicare for all, some type of free college tuition. You know, and then they backpedal, or their statements the next day say stuff like, Liz Warren says, you know, a good health care for every American at a fair price. That's not free health care, Liz. And that is nice little buzzword for your corporate benefactors that donate to you. You're letting them know. That's what those statements are for. Telling the donors, don't worry. I know how to manipulate this so that the masses think that I'm fighting for them when I'm not. So they all have to then, they can't show Bernie as the radical who doesn't know what he's doing and how he's going to pay for it. They can't really, they can't literally call him crazy anymore, because more Americans want this. They want this. They want this. They want this. They've seen the teacher strikes. They've seen people screaming Medicare for all at town hall meetings. They've seen all this happening. So maybe Biden did take a dive, or they were happy that happened. They were kind of coordinated it, or told Kamala, why don't you go for the segregation thing and take him out? He won't be able to handle it. And they're going to try to make Kamala and Liz Warren seem as progressive as Bernie, and then they can play the identity politics. Well, we got to have a woman president. We can't have another old white guy. And Kamala's a woman of color. Oh, yeah. That's why the Democratic Party is so much better, because we're so diverse. The diversity of the ruling class. The diversity of the millionaire panel of moderators. Lester Heldt. You know, all those, whoa, look at all those millionaires moderating. So but I'm glad Kamala took him out. Even if it was coordinated, I think the DNC's plan is going to backfire. They're just playing the same playbook from 4 years ago, and I think it's going to backfire. I think people are fucking tired of this shit. I really do. Jedi Mel at 77, shave your knuckles for justice. When you go to Russia, don't forget to ask, what's the deal with all this Rachel hysteria? Oh my God. Dude, that is so funny. I'm going to ask people when I do, because I'm going to do a lot of man on the street interviews. And I'm going to say, do you know who Rachel Maddow is? And they're going to be like, what? Who's that? I just can't wait to get the responses. I don't know who she is. I don't know. What? Huh? They're going to just think, nah, I don't watch that. I'm going to ask people, where do you get your news from? And then I'm going to try to watch it and have like a translator tell me what it is. Rachel hysteria. So fucking funny. Oh, you guys will laugh. 223 viewers, 144 likes. Pound the like button, everybody. Yeah, Pete Buttigieg. He's totally groomed intelligence officer. Am I going to Chicago with Jimmy on the 13th? Yes, I will be in Chicago for the Thalia Hall show on the 13th and the 2 stand-up comedy shows at Zany's on the 14th. The 7 o'clock show sold out, and I think now there's the second one is at 9 or 9:30 or whatever. Go to Jimmy's website or go to Zany's Chicago. It's at the downtown Zany's. It's like a small, cool little 140, 150 seat room. I played it there in February. So yeah, I'll be on panel at Thalia Hall, and I'll be doing stand-up at Zany's. So come on out. And my political vigilante t-shirts are only available after shows, or if you donate to the t-shirt tier on the Indiegogo. Here's another thing too. I just put some basic tiers for the Indiegogo. But if there's something I'm missing, if you're like, Graham, if you did this tier for this cool perk at this dollar amount, I would totally do that. I'm open to those ideas. Because I can go on, it's a 28-day Indiegogo, but I can go in and edit tiers or add them or whatever. I'm totally open for that. So, thanks, Graham. Now I owe the like button child support. Funny. Jackie, last night in Portland was great. I bought a shirt. Thank you so much. Kapmala, yeah. Do a call-in show tier. Oh, where you guys can call in? Or like a video Skype tier like I do with my Patreon level? Oh, you get like one video. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah. All right. That's what you're saying? Like how I do it like for, okay. That's cool. You get one video interview with me. That's awesome. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, we'll do a video thing. All right, that's a great idea. I will add that. Yeah. God. People think the Russiagate thing is so insane. Graham, have you, Jimmy, Steph, or Ron ever looked at QAnon? I really have not. I don't know much about that. Root cause is never okay. Basil Peterson, Basil, good to see you, my friend. Shave your knuckles for justice. The primary is over a year away, but the climate crisis is happening now. That is a great point. And that's why all of this Russia talk and trying to get us into another war with Iran and North Korea and everyone else is complete bullshit. No, we got to keep talking about the climate thing. I'm going to have at least one or two of my videos a week will be discussing climate change in some capacity or another. I just released that video showing the names and locations of the 100 worst corporate owners that are destroying the planet. Yeah, it's a great point. And that's when you listen to like Kamala Harris just says buzzwords because, climate change is an existential threat. And but also so is Trump meeting with North Korea. Oh, God, nice pivot into the warmongering, you lunatic psychopath. Kill Kenny B, Shave the Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting the show. Somebody always asks, what was the Shave the Knuckles for Justice? So some people always do this. I will tell you what it is. I just did this once. I just went boom when somebody donated. My knuckles are right in the camera like that. And I was like, wow, my knuckles are hairy. Shave your knuckles for justice. It was something as simple and as silly as that. And so now that's what I just say, shave the knuckles for justice. It makes very little sense. It's like make Gotham great again makes more sense just because I love Batman. Obviously, I wear a lot of Batman shirts. The initial title of the show was called The Church of Batman. And I did that for like a month. But then I realized if the show got big, I'd run into legal problems with Warner Brothers. So I changed it to Political Vigilante, which I like even better because it's the thing that Batman wanted in the Dark Knight graphic novel series in the 80s that Frank Miller wrote of everybody go out, be vigilantes, political vigilantes, meaning all of you go out and get your own information and become activists and get involved and make changes in your community. So that's what that's about. And that's why I always say, and someone on this live chat said, make Gotham great again. So I started laughing and I started saying it. So, Mares, shave the knuckles for justice. Still waiting on my D's versus R quote for the PV game show. I'm so glad you brought that up, Mares. I am still in my head working on what how I'm going to do more political vigilante game shows. I've even talked to Ron of like, we start do that if we go to a town, you know, maybe if we sell out a town with our stand-up, then the next night we do PV game show. I don't know. Or we start doing some shows where like Ron and I, because usually we each do 45-minute sets. And so and then maybe we might have a guest or two. So the whole show is about an hour, 45 minutes or so. But I was like, what if we each did like 25, 30-minute sets. And then the last half hour of a progressive comedy tour show is the political vigilante game show where Ron competes against an audience member and the winner gets a prize bag or whatever. And we answer these questions. So it's the A-Mares, the political vigilante game show is in its incubation, and it will happen. I don't know why I got all creepy at the end there. Mr. Brokenzas, shave the knuckles for justice. Please talk about candles for Assange on July 3rd. Yeah. So I will get some more information on that, but I think it's just a worldwide like candlelight vigil for Julian Assange on July 3rd. And I will get more information. Obviously, just Google that hashtag candles for Assange. And I when I go on, I like the 10 days on the road in New York and then being in Portland, I try to pay attention to what's happening in the world, but the road is so like, you get so singularly focused. I'm like, I got to travel. I got to do this show. I got to do that. So the time gets tighter and I don't have as much time to research. I don't have like, I wish I had more information about that is what I'm saying, but please research that. That's this week. So, and I will get some information from Susie. I'm sure she's tweeting it out and I will retweet that. So please follow me at Graham Elwood on Twitter, at Graham Elwood on Instagram, but I do almost all my political talking on Twitter. So check that out. 163 likes, 208 people watching. Smash the like button. A little tired from traveling, so this one will probably just go a little over an hour maybe. Just so everybody knows. But thank you, Mr. Brokenzas. I know I'm fucking that up. Sack pipes. Boom. Remember, last day for YouTube premium subscribers to give a free $2 super chat. Yeah, you get a free $2 super chat a month. Thank you so much, Sack Pipes. So if you're a YouTube Red subscriber and you haven't done a $2 super chat, you get a free one that's included in your monthly membership. And today's the last day of June. So it's the last time to throw down that $2. Tomorrow it resets. Thank you so much for letting me know that. Schulte 100, yes. You should pitch the PV game show to network bosses. You know what I'm going to start doing? I think this, so All Things Comedy, I've talked about this. It's where I do my Comedy Film Nerds podcast, which is available on iTunes. Just movie talk. It's not very political at all. We just talk about movies. It's fun. They have a nice studio space. I'm thinking about doing the PV game show, talking to them about doing the political vigilante game show there and getting a little studio audience and doing all of that. So I'm gonna look into it, but that political vigilante game show is gonna start happening. Might start small and get bigger. I don't know, but I don't know. I know like the format of the show is pretty much. I know the kind of questions I want to ask. But do I just do it live? Do I do it in a studio? But I'm working that out. You guys, I appreciate you all staying on top of me. So Mr. Broken AZS. Broken Andrew Zygmunt Smith. LOL. Old account. Oh, okay, cool, man. Thank you. Mr. Broken Andrew Zygmunt Smith. I can't even pronounce it. Zygmunt Smith. That name looks familiar. Thanks for supporting the show. Are we getting some trolls we need to blockity block? It's kind of fun to just block a dumb troll. Block a dumb troll. Jay Allen, Shave the Knuckles for Justice. Thanks for supporting the show, Jay. Do you, Ron and Jimmy, ever do shows in Atlanta? Jimmy has not done a show there, to my knowledge. Ron and I did Atlanta a year ago, and we'll probably hit that part of the world again soon because we really had a great time there. So thank you for bringing that up. Tracy Brandt. Hey, Tracy, what's up? Shave your Knuckles for Justice. Thoughts on Antifa versus Proud Boys in Portland? Yeah, we talked a little bit about this at the top of the show. Jimmy went and got some video. I wasn't there, and he said it wasn't. He said he saw like 13 old guys, but then from what some of you were telling me, there's video of them attacking journalists. Antifa versus Proud Boys in Portland. You know, I know some people, like when I do tinfoil hat, Sam Tripoli seems to think that this Antifa and Proud Boys are just like CIA operatives trying to stir up violence. They want us to fight with each other more. That's what some people claim that it is. I don't know. You know, I think when the neo-Nazis and the fascists get a lot of camera time from the major networks, that's what they want. But I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong approach. I'm not sure. Maybe we need to just call them out by name and say, this is who this guy is. This is where he works. This is his community. I don't know. But I wasn't going to show up to it because if I was at something like that, I don't know. I could see myself like getting into a fight or whatever, and I don't want to do that. So that's my thoughts on that. Where are we at here? Graham, please read the Harry Truman Papers, number 129. Okay. Oh, okay. Here's an idiot. There we go. Get the big block out for a trolley troll. Yeah, Jimmy just got kind of shoved, he said, by a cop. The cop like was holding his nightsticks like that and just kind of shoved Jimmy like that, I guess is what he said. I think he's going to do a video on it. I'm excited to see it. All right. Folks want to know more about Antifa, they should read Mark Bray's book, and you should have him on your show. Okay. May sound crazy, but I want Darian's debate report. Yeah, I don't know if watching the debates is Darian's thing. I don't know if that would hold her interest. I'm just yeah. Yeah, Chris Hedges says Antifa gives the state a reason to crack our heads. Yeah. Jimmy's all right. Canadian maple stirrup. No reason to go settle scores. Will Yang ask his delegates to vote for Bernie? Great question. You know, that's the thing. They always ask Bernie, are you going to, if you don't get the nomination, is anyone asking Kamala or Liz Warren? Are they going to back Bernie if he gets the nomination? You know? $202 people watching, 174 likes. They don't ask anyone else. Is Antifa the same as Black Bloc? I don't think so. I had to go to the store, so thank you for the birthday wishes I didn't see. Happy birthday, Brian McManus. Happy birthday, my friend. Give him a big birthday. Big birthday kiss. A big virtual birthday kiss. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, guys, I'm so wiped. I think I need to wrap it up here because I'm starting. I got like literally 3 hours of sleep, and I feel like I'm starting to like. That's a fun live stream. Oh, what do you guys think about the next debates? Who turned on these lights? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm so wiped out. It was a lot. I mean, it was fun, but Wednesday night did the post debate. Thursday had that 7-hour plane flight, and then did the debate, the post debate wrap up, which I love doing. And I'm going to do every debate that I can. I'm going to do a post debate wrap up, unless barring some crazy set of circumstances, that's going to happen. And then the 2 shows. Yeah, the Green Party. I'd love to see the. I'd love to see. I love the Green Party, man. I like so much of what they do and what they stand for. I think they need to really. I think there's some very dedicated, focused people in the Green Party, and then I think some local Green Party chapters are sort of like just they're not taking it. I don't know how to. I don't want to say that they don't take it seriously, but I've just seen this. Like Ron and I have reached out to some Green parties and say, hey, we're going to do a show, a progressive comedy tour show in your town. Have your Green Party people show up. And some of them have, and they were great. But some of them were just like I feel like some people are just old ex-Democrats or lefties that are just joining the Green Party as just sort of a token gesture. And they're not really like, let's really try to get candidates elected. Let's really push certain things. I mean, they do in certain areas. But I think some of them are just, that's the thing I've seen. And that's what I would like to see more of from the Green Party is like, get serious. Get Green Party candidates on city council, on school boards, on like really get mobilized locally, and build from the ground up. That's what I would like to see more from the Green Party. I love the Green. Look, hey man, I voted for Jill Stein. So, but that's, I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah. Yeah, Janet Keltenstein wasn't on the ballot in Nevada. God, that's so awful. It's not a real election. It's not a real democracy. We don't have a real democracy. We have a kleptocracy run by oligarchs. I keep, she's blinding me with science again. No, I can't sing. I'm wiped, man. Yeah, Kenneth Mejia in LA is strong green locally. Yeah, look, that was a key thing. He won in the primary. He beat out the Republican and come in second place. Now he didn't get a huge percentage. He got crushed pretty bad, but the fact that he made it to the general was a big deal. So I think it's I think it was significant, and hopefully he'll or somebody like him will steal a Democrat's seat somewhere. Graham, Harry Truman Public Papers number 129 shows Democrats how to run and win. Yeah. All right, folks, I'm wiped. I want to thank all the super chat cheaters. Don't super cheat, super chat. David Kapoor, Shave the Knuckles for Justice. Lori Mountain Gal Pal, boom. A Mares, hope to see you in Iowa. Pyrobite, boom. Portuguese, mi amigo. Donald Cunningham. Eliza Devoody, thank you. Sam M, good to see you. Jedi Mullet 77, thank you. A Mares again, thank you. Warrior Waitress, great hanging out with you guys last night. Cuttafill, boom, thanks for asking the question. Sam M, thank you. Lori Mountain Gal Pal, good to see you. David Cunningham, hope to see you back in Florida. Proly Center, boom, Proly Center again. Pow. RBU 83145, hello, we'll see you down under. Jay Allen again. Jedi Mullet 77. Mr. Broken AZS. Basil Peterson, pow. Tracy Brandt, boom. Kilkenny B, thank you. Jay Allen again. A Mares again. We'll get the PV game show, sweetie, I promise. Mr. Broken AZS, pow. Sack Pipes, boom. Mr. Broken AZS, Andrew Zygmunt Smith, right on. Jet ML at 77. Sam Dean, me. What's up, Sam? We'll see you down under. Thank you all so much. I cannot do a song. I'm wiped. My voice is shot. I'm wiped. But I will do a song again. I did 2 songs this past week, so you guys got plenty of songs. If you didn't see me do a song, go back and watch the post-debate wrap-ups from nights 1 and 2. Smoke a bong for justice. Make Gotham great again. Please go to my Indiegogo and support. I'll try to start adding those other tiers. But let's send me to Russia because it'd be great to go. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Shave your pubes for justice. Wow, Warrior Rangers. She blinded me with science. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today and coming out to the shows. Very much appreciate it. Every Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific, typically, unless otherwise. If you follow me on social media, that's where I'll announce the actual time, but it's usually almost every Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific. I'm home the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be dropping a bunch of regular videos. Got some interviews lined up. Thank you so much, everybody, for making Gotham great again. Boom, boom.